You're watching the SEC on ESPN. We are live inside an electric Bud Walton Arena here in Fayetteville, Arkansas for a monster matchup here in the SEC. 15th ranked Missouri Tigers, one of the hottest teams in the country, taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks, needing a win here in conference. What is up, everybody? Welcome courtside. Alongside my guys, Richard Hendricks, I'm John Trippin. All right, we got to start with Arkansas. This is a team who had very high expectations to start this season, but according to ESPN's Joe Lunardi, right now they are one of the last four teams currently in March Madness. They are in desperation mode, definitely needing a win here tonight. As for Missouri, one of the teams that maybe most people don't know about, but what a turnaround. Is this team legit or what?
Absolutely. This is the best team in the country that no one's talking about. Missouri plays really good basketball, well connected, feisty on the defensive end. They have 3 top 5 victories, and they know how to win big games.
Leading scorer for the Missouri Tigers, Mark Mitchell. He is on fire recently.
Well, Mark Mitchell is a very versatile player, and they utilize him in so many ways on the court. He can shoot from the outside, finish in the interior. They draw up special plays to get him active all around the court. His ability to read the mismatch is huge. As you see on this chart, he can score on the inside, gets punches, plays in the pick and roll, and can shoot from the outside.
Mark Mitchell averaging over 20 points per game over his last 4 games. He has really picked things up for the Tigers. As we take a look at the tournament chances for the Arkansas Razorbacks, currently to make the NCAA tournament at 31%. If they get this win here tonight against a top 15 team, that moves to 42% with a loss down to 21%. This is a big game for the Razorbacks.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's a must-win for Arkansas. They've been playing really good basketball, but they have to have the signature win, and an opportunity here on their home court against a team that's rolling will be huge for the NCAA tournament resume.
I don't know if it's the sound system of the building, what is it, but it is shaking in here right now. I can feel this energy as Missouri, the road team, comes out wearing the black, and Arkansas Razorbacks coming out wearing the home white. Our officials tonight, Courtney Green, Will Howard, and Josue Nieves. Anything you have your eye on early on here in this matchup?
Well, listen, it's going to be about who's going to come out and throw the first punch defensively. This is a game of urgency. If you're Arkansas, you have to protect that home court. You have to see what they can do against this offense that Missouri will run that will be well connected. They do a good job of moving the ball around and finding each other. It's a true team.
Here's Arkansas with the lob play, and that is perfectly defended. These teams know each other very well. 3-ball knocks, and that is off the mark. They played already January 18th, and it was Missouri winning that first matchup 83-65. When you talk to every assistant coach, scouting plays such a huge role down the stretch here in the SEC.
Absolutely. I mean, you've had an opportunity to see teams play multiple games, and then for this team situation, to see each other twice. So the bench gets shorter as the season moves forward. You understand the tendencies of players, and you have to lock in and understand the personnel and the scouting report to get big wins.
Here's Mitchell. We focused on him in the open, averaging over 20 points per game in his last 4, and he gets the scoring started for Mizzou.
Well, there you see Mark Mitchell and what he's able to do. When he has the mismatch, which is everywhere on the court, he reads the game extremely well to take advantage of it with his skill set.
Here's Wagner, his first shot off the mark, and a rebound goes to Mitchell. Opening minutes here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Good perimeter passing as Perkins off the mark. Big Z had it ripped away from him. Robinson the third trying to spin away from the traffic. And Missouri keeps possession, 10 on the shot clock, but stepping out of bounds is Perkins. Turnover.
You see the activity by Missouri on the offensive glass are really a feisty team. The turnover on the sideline. Ball back to the Razorbacks.
Offensively, what is the key for Arkansas to get into a flow on this end of the floor?
Well, Arkansas is not a really good shot-making team. So when they're able to get downhill and create the advantage with their isolation situation, like that with John L. Davis, taking advantage on the dribble drive, they are a really good team. If they can hit some shots from the outside, then they're tough to beat.
Pierce had that one swatted by Big Z. Zvonimir Visic. Adu Thero through legs, trying to make something happen. And Big Z with the bucket plus the foul.
That's beautiful action right there. As Adu Thero in that two-man game with Ivisic. But Ivisic on the defensive end with the rejection, keeping the high hands, which leads them to get out running. And then he slips out of there on that screen. Two men on Thero, Ivisic with the bailout roll. Beautiful pass and one opportunity.
The 7'2" sophomore out of Croatia. And using every bit of that rim for the three-point play. Do you feel the desperation here early on from this Arkansas team?
Absolutely. And you can see with the on-ball defense of DJ Wagner, making sure to really get good pressure on Robinson outside. You're forcing Missouri to run their offense well extended outside the three-point line. That makes it difficult for them to pinpoint passes and knock down shots.
Mitchell getting a lot of attention. Goes over the back of Ivisic, but it's Davis pulling down the board. We've seen good transition D early on from Missouri, not allowing easy shots for the Razorbacks. Davis trying to get downhill. Mitchell with him, step for step. Knox, baseline, and he'll be fouled by Mitchell.
Mitchell seems to disagree with that call as Missouri was playing really good on-ball defense for the possession. Doesn't keep his verticality on that contest on the reverse layup. Carter Knox going to the line to shoot for two.
Well, you're looking at potentially the sixth man of the year coming into the game right now. Caleb Grill. This is a Missouri team that essentially has 6 starters.
Well, he's been playing lights-out basketball as of late. It's not just only his shooting ability. He's a complete player. As you see, 25 points he had in 10 rebounds in a big win against a top-5 Alabama team. But his ability to be an elite screener is what really gets him effective in open looks. And when he gets a clean look, he can knock it down.
Marcus Allen also checking in for the first time for Missouri as Pierce will get a breather.
A little bit extended pressure there by Arkansas. Change up the tempo of the game.
This is a Missouri team, comes in here to Fayetteville winning 3 in a row. Backdoor cut, and the lay-in is good for Tony Perkins.
That's beautiful action right there as Perkins converged with Bates. Put the defense in a compromising situation, and Mitchell with a beautiful dime.
Ivisic had it stripped down below by Perkins. Trying to play bully ball, but it's Johnell Davis on the deck. Davis, the FAU transfer, says he really feels comfortable in the SEC, and you can see why.
Johnell Davis is starting to light up. And Missouri's a team that takes a lot of confidence in their players on individual one-on-one defense. Arkansas believes in the isolation game that they have an advantage all around the court.
That's Davis again, got his hand in there to create the turnover. Knox running the break, and an offensive foul called on the freshman from Tampa, Carter Knox.
Arkansas with a lot of energy early on and beautiful plays, but none better than this beautiful isolation action of Johnell Davis. Comes down, get his man falling back, knock down Trey.
Welcome back here to Bud Walton Arena here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. We look at the standings here in the SEC. It is Auburn by themselves at the top, followed by Florida, Alabama, and the surprise team in the SEC in 4th place, the Missouri Tigers.
Well, I think it's not surprising to this bunch of Missouri Tigers as they have a supreme level of confidence, but they have definitely rebounded this year in the SEC, playing high-level basketball all season long.
Alongside Richard Hendricks, I'm John Schriffen here courtside. It has been a good start for the Razorbacks. You can feel the intensity, gotten on the floor for a ton of loose balls, creating havoc in the lane. For Missouri, how do they get on track offensively down 9-4?
Well, Missouri's gonna have to continue to try to play connected. They got on some of the offensive boards trying to have the second crack at it. But it's been Arkansas and their defensive pressure that has been disruptive early on.
And another turnover. Perkins thought that was deflected off Arkansas, but it'll be Razorbacks ball.
Terrific pressure there by Carter Knox, getting into passing lanes. The defense of Arkansas has been phenomenal in the open of this game.
Remember, this is a team without their freshman point guard, Boogie Fland, who had successful hand surgery on January 22nd. So everyone doing a little extra with Fland now out. And DeJuan Wagner running the point. Wagner downhill but missing at the rim. DJ Wagner. But the steal by Davis, finding Wagner with the left, and he's fouled.
It's the defense turning over to an offensive opportunity. John L. Davis once again with the activity, reading that one, putting his foot on the ground, getting the steal, and the head-up pass. Wagner fouled and going to the free throw line. Outstanding heads-up basketball there by John L. Davis.
Wagner on Wednesday at Auburn. 11 points, 5 assists. And right now it's been the defensive pressure for Arkansas, the story of this game. Missouri with 4 straight turnovers to start this one.
Well, DJ Wagner has done a really good job early on with his own ball defensive skills. And then off ball, Arkansas is doing a really good job of staying connected to the Missouri offensive players, coming off of screens, making it difficult, being on time on the catch, causing disruption, which has resorted in Missouri, been off schedule.
Wagner gets a breather. The freshman Billy Richmond III on the floor for the first time for the Razorbacks. Big fella in the middle. Calling for it, and a 3 by Cruz just on the floor for Missouri.
And that would set up when that screen roll action by Peyton Marshall, checking right in the game with a strong screen.
That was deflected, so no violation on Arkansas. Avicic with some room, and his 3 short. Defensive rebound goes to Peyton Marshall. Caleb Grill got fouled on the 3-point attempt as they call the first personal on Trevin Brazil.
Well, these are 2 3-pointers that Missouri has been able to knock one down and now going to the free throw line to shoot for 3. But it's set up right here by this screen by Peyton Marshall. Holds the screen long enough to make Brazil have to fight tough over the top. And the foul, because he's late on Grill, results in 3 free throws.
Coming up next on ESPN, we got BYU taking on 19th-ranked Arizona now. This is a BYU team who beat Kansas 91-57. That was Self's worst regular season loss last Tuesday. Big 12 men's college basketball tonight, 10 Eastern on ESPN. All tied at 10 apiece. Played over 5 minutes, and there's a steal from Anthony Robinson the third. But good help. Billy Richmond the third coming back in the play.
My goodness. You want to talk about elite level athleticism and hustle. Billy Richmond III with the turnover, but relentless on the pursuit in the chase down block up top. Phenomenal work by Richmond III.
Talk about not giving up on the play. And Adu throws it down.
And that's a sequence If you're Arkansas, you're going to show over and over in the film session Billy Richmond making a mistake, staying with it, and then gets an assist to Adu on the other end.
Here's Cruz. He already hit one. His 3 off the mark and chased down by Marcus Allen. Inside, Marshall calling for it at the elbow. Grill trying to get some space. Step back deep 2. And he is just smooth.
Caleb Grill is continuing to shoot lights out. His confidence level on that step back, Jay, was supreme. And a big shot that Missouri needed as the momentum seemed to be going to the Razorbacks.
Hanging at the rim, and an and one for the freshman, Carter Knox.
Carter Knox driving in with a purpose, takes the hoop, dishes out the contact. The hoop and the harm going to the line for the three-point play opportunity.
Back on the floor, leading scorer for Missouri is Mark Mitchell. As Knox trying to convert the three-point play at the line. All right, thank you very much. Welcome inside Bud Walton Arena here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, alongside my partner, Richard Hendricks. I'm John Schriffen. It was Arkansas forcing 4 early turnovers to get the lead, but Missouri trying to climb back in this one with their bench. This is a monster matchup here in the SEC because for Arkansas, there is desperation right now. According to Joe Lunardi, the Razorbacks currently the last 4 teams in the field for the big dance.
Well, the defensive pressure of Arkansas has been elite in the start of this game, and they're playing with a sense of urgency as a team that wants to be a part of the NCAA tournament.
Missouri wearing the road black, Arkansas wearing the home white. And this is leading scorer for Missouri, Mark Mitchell. Gives it up to Cruz. He hit his first 3, but he has missed his last 2. John L. Davis has had a very strong start for Arkansas as he gets all the way to the rim and will get fouled.
Arkansas has had their advantage in isolation situations and when they can push it down the court and get the numbers. John L. Davis has been playing really good in transition when he has those opportunities and taking advantage of it.
We all know John L. Davis from what he did at Florida Atlantic, taking that team all the way to the Final Four a few years ago. We take a look at what he did this season compared to last year. It's a big jump coming to the SEC, and he has admitted it has taken him some time, but he is really starting to pour it on. He has hit double figures in 6 of his last 7 games.
Well, he's immensely talented player, and it's not a situation about his skill level. But oftentimes when you find yourself changing teams, your comfort zone changes as well. And it's taken him a little bit of time to find his rhythm, but now deep in the SEC play, you're able to see the class of John L. Davis.
What's impressed me about Davis is that he said he's let his offense come to him. He said early on his focus is defense. That's what gets him locked into games. And a little too much pressure there. Foul on Arkansas. So Jonas Adu, that'll be his first personal. If you haven't seen much of the Missouri Tigers, this is one of the best teams that nobody knows about in the country. 3 ball on the way, Trent Pierce short. Mitchell with the offensive board. And nothing but nylon for Caleb Grill, who could be the 6th man of the year in the SEC.
Smooth. Lights out shooting right now for Caleb Grill. Caught that ball off the offensive rebound. So calm, poised, and stroked it.
Brazil, his 3 goes over the basket. So Missouri ball. All right, what is it about this Missouri Tigers team that makes them so special?
Well, it's their balance. This is a team that throughout the season has had 8 different leading scorers throughout the course of this year. They have 3 top 5 victories, and in those victories, they have expected to come in and win those games with their level of confidence. It comes from their head coach, Dennis Gates, where he makes sure that he has built a culture that gets this team to believe in themselves, and they're coming out and doing it again tonight.
Facial from Caleb Grill. Oh, my.
Unbelievable. Right now, Caleb Grill is in a zone. The rim, the goal looks like the ocean, and he cannot miss.
Adu gets to his left hand, puts it in, and a foul. That's away from the bucket. So score the basket, and they're going to say foul on Brazil. But Caleb Grill is getting hot.
He's been on fire and shooting the ball with a lot of confidence. Big shots when Missouri has needed them the most. Team is setting them up to get these clean looks, and Caleb Grill is doing the rest.
Tournament game now. I didn't want to say that before Texas A&M because I thought they'd miss every shot. But I said it for this game, and I'm saying it's our NCAA. That is a Final Four game because that's what they are. That's a Final Four game. The next game is probably an Elite Eight game. We got a chance. Got to finish it off now. And if you don't finish it off or don't take advantage, that's on us. But it's in our hands. It's not going to be in a committee's hands. It's in our hands.
That was Wednesday night after the loss at Auburn, talking about how Auburn is a Final Four team. And this game tonight, Missouri is an Elite Eight team. And this is a Arkansas team doing without their freshman point guard, Boogie Fland, averaged over 15 points per game, had successful hand surgery back on January 22nd. Everyone else has had to pick up the scoring load, but you hear the urgency in the voice for Coach Cal talking about the importance of tonight's game.
Well, when you get to this point of the season, the tournament has already started. And for Arkansas, you're down Boogie Fland, but everyone else has definitely lifted up their game. And that usually happens a lot of times when you lose a star. Arkansas has responded well, playing much better basketball, but they still have to get some big wins coming down the stretch.
Caleb Grill with the miss, and it's tipped out. Grill keeping it alive to Mitchell. Grill will hoist another one. And the board to Billy Richmond III. Here's the freshman trying to go coast to coast, and he finishes with the left.
And you can see the concerted effort of Arkansas. When they get the ball, they're looking to run. If they have isolation situations, they're going to use their dribble drive ability to see if they can find a seam and see if Missouri can sit down and guard.
Mitchell left open from the wing, and it's ripped down by Adu Thero. Here goes Thero trying to get by his man as the reach and foul called on Trent Pierce. For Missouri, they are without tonight their leading rebounder, Josh Gray. He is out with an illness. And when you look down the bench for Missouri, who now needs to step up on the boards without Gray tonight?
Well, you're looking exactly at it. It's the entire roster. This is not a team that has one particular star that will carry the load. They do it as a unit. They're connected all season long. They'll miss Josh Gray at 7 foot, 260 pounds, and his experience in SEC play is a big contributor up under the goal. But they're going to have to get it done to replace his output. They'll have to do it collectively.
Thero trying to get by Pierce, step away. And Adu couldn't corral it, rebound to Missouri.
It's going to be a physical game. You're going to have to make sure that you shore up the blockouts on both teams because you know that everyone's crashing the offensive boards.
Here's Pierce will try a three, too strong. And Missouri all of a sudden going cold from beyond the arc.
Missouri looking to jump into a little bit of full court pressure. Sort of a zone diamond trap.
Dangerous pass, but Arkansas does give over the timeline. Wagner with a full head of steam. Oh, rejected by the rim.
Good read there by DJ Wagner, just not able to finish.
Good strip there by Thero, gets it back for Arkansas. He gets the outlet pass, and he knows how to finish.
Wow. The Razorbacks are off and running once again. The end-to-end action of Adou Thiero going up top. Arkansas has been getting out and running, and DJ Wagner is not able to get it done when he finished it at the top. But it's Adou Thiero says, hey, I got your back, as he goes up for the hammer.
And shoot around today, Arkansas head coach talked about Adou Thiero and pointed at him, and he said, nobody on the other team can guard you. That is the matchup we have to take advantage of tonight.
Well, this is the mentality that the Razorbacks have been playing with. When they get the ball on the perimeter, they're pushing it and making sure they play into their stop. And that's a good stop right there as Tamar Bates knocks down a triple.
Under 10 minutes to play here in this first half, Arkansas with a 2-point lead. Thiero, he'll step into a three, and Pierce will grab the board. What do you think of the pace of this game here, opening 10 minutes?
It's a good pace. And if I'm Arkansas,
Mitchell is fouled hard at the rim. Billy Richmond III thought he got a clean block, but they called a foul on him.
And it was a lot of ball as Billy Richmond III rotated over from the weak side to try to get that block up top on Mark Mitchell. Yeah, and I think he has a good case as Billy Richmond rotates over with rejection, maybe caught a little bit of the hand. Mark Mitchell going to the line to shoot for two. But the pace of this game is what Arkansas needs. This is not a team that can get it going shooting from the perimeter. And if you slow them down and force them to play from the outside and shoot over the top with contested shots, it really makes it difficult for the Razorbacks. They're doing a good job of getting the rebounds, getting out in transition, and going as hard as they can to the rim until they're stopped. And if they can play off the dribble drive, then it can open up the open looks for them when they can get their feet set to knock down the outside shots.
Deep one from Davis. And Arkansas from the outside, 1 for 7 to start this game.
And it's 2 looks in a row that Arkansas has taken from three-point line when they haven't been stopped going to the basket. I would continue to drive it all the way to the basket until Missouri could stop it.
Outlet, Arkansas with numbers. Knox going up top, and he throws it down.
Well, there's the high percentage shot as the Razorbacks get it out in transition, advancing the ball by way of the pass. And DJ Wagner with the beautiful pinpointed alley-oop.
Bates with the three, and he beats the shot clock and ties this game at 25.
Well, this is the experience of the Missouri Tigers. You have a veteran playing like Tamar Bates who understands the big moments. They're going to continue to bounce back in this even when the crowd gets into the game.
Wagner goes inside to Adou. Pushed off his spot, and a turnover.
Tough break for Adou as he was trying to get post position against a much smaller defender in Tony Perkins, but a good job with Perkins pushing him out of his comfort zone, resulting in a turnover and the ball back to the Tigers.
So Caleb Grill back on the floor for Missouri. He is the sharpshooter. He already has 2 threes tonight and leads the way for Missouri with 11 points. And a 7'2" Croatian, Zvonimir Ivisic, also back on the floor for Arkansas.
Ivisic gives Arkansas the outside shooting threat. Hasn't been shooting the ball well in the last game and even tonight, but his ability to stretch the court and get into ball screen actions really helps out the Razorbacks on the offensive end.
Warwick stops, deep three, and he hits it with Davis in his face. Wasn't sure if that was a good one, but Warwick, the grad student from Lexington, Kentucky, gets it to go.
Marquez Warwick with a lot of confidence stepping into that one. A beautiful stroke.
A lot of veteran players on this Missouri team with a lot of experience.
Switching defenses right now by the Missouri Tigers.
Davis needing some help, and it's Missouri with a steal. Warwick sees Big Z and decides to pull this thing out. Now he's going at the 7'2" center. I don't know about that move. Perkins, mid-range. Missouri, everything starting to work. As the Tigers have opened up their largest lead of the game, up by 5 on the road here at Bud Walton Arena. We got a good one. Come on back. This Missouri team loves playing with each other after every win. They all join over and get in on the post-game interview because of where they've been. This team finished 0-18 in SEC play last year. They've now started the season 9-4, the best start in conference play since joining the SEC back in 2012, 2013. And Richard, I know you love the culture that Dennis Gates has created.
Well, Dennis Gates has created a culture in Columbia that players want to be a part of. 4 of his 5 leading scorers are returners from that team that was 0-18. They have made sure to want to be coachable by him, and they have made sure to understand that they can try to make those improvements. He even has people on his staff that continue to be loyal and dedicated with him. Former players, Trey Gomillion is a grad assistant on his staff and has been a part of his recent teams. So he understands how to build teams and keep people connected and bought in. And they've been able to bounce back from that 0-18 season last year and now being competitive in the SEC.
Shaw with the offensive rebound had it taken away by Davis. You agree with what Coach Cal said, that Missouri's an Elite 8 team?
Well, I definitely think they have the pieces because of the way that they play connected. Their maturity and age should give them an advantage when you move forward. Experience in guard play is so important in the NCAA tournament, and this team has it.
Warwick with a nice head fake, stopping off 2 feet, and he gets the bucket. We approach 6 minutes to play here in this first half. Big Z far away from the basket, looking for some help, and a reach-in foul called on Bates. That'll be his second personal.
Mar Bates fired up with his defensive activity. Foul drawn on him. He feels he has the advantage. He's got a 7'2" Ivisic handling the ball on the perimeter.
It was Arkansas who came out of the gates hot, because the last time these two teams linked up, it was January 18th. Missouri started the game up 18-2, never looked back for the win, that one at Missouri. But now it's been a long run here, 14-2 for Missouri. What switched here so far in Fayetteville?
Well, Missouri was able to hit some shots, and when they were able to see some shots drop from the outside, the confidence continued to grow. Then they got their defense into it, got some easy baskets. But they've been able to pick it up. They switched and showed a little bit of a diamond press to throw off the rhythm. They've trapped in the half court, created some turnovers, and just disrupted the tempo in which Arkansas was playing in the early moments of this game.
Big Z, a perfect 3 of 3 from the line tonight. He's got 5 points for Arkansas. Running start for Perkins, now needs some help. 10 on the shot clock for the Tigers. Here's Grill, catch and shoot. And a long rebound to Bates. So many guys who can take you off the bounce for Missouri, but an offensive foul, legal screen called on Shaw.
And that's a good job right there by Carter Knox of being a really feisty on-ball defender. That type of intensity created the offensive foul on Aiden Shaw, setting that ball screen.
Wagner, the sophomore from Camden, New Jersey, had to shift over to the point with the injury to Boogie Fland. As Davis 3 off the mark, Big Z with the offensive board.
Blown coverage by Mizzou. Arkansas not able to make him pay.
Knox takes the bump, and they give him the basket plus the foul.
And Dennis Gates is pleading with the official. That's not an and one, as he was saying. As Carter Knox with the strong drive takes the bump. Able to get a little bit of love after that one to go all the way to the basket and get the and one opportunity.
You like that continuation call?
I think it was a foul that wasn't a continuation. And in the bonus, you get an opportunity to still go to the free throw line. But I don't think that was a shooting foul where the continuation should have been called.
So Mark Mitchell back on the floor for Mizzou. He's the team's leading scorer. He's got 3 points so far in this first half. Grill, look how much they are hounding him. Good D by John L. Davis.
Sticky defense by John L. Davis.
Up top, the reverse alley to Mark Mitchell. Okay, and then the steal. Oh, they tried to put Big Z on a poster.
Yes, he did. Wow.
It's Mizzou out hustling Arkansas right now as a jump ball is called. Possession arrow stays with the Tigers.
Man.
What a sequence.
Big time action. You get in that ball screen action, you just throw it up as high as you can. Mark Mitchell catching it in with the reverse slam. Talk about a presence of mind and knowing where you are with the body control. Finishes that one. Caleb Grill with the activity, snaps back and steals the inbound pass and gives the Mizzou another offensive possession.
Grill off the handoff, but his pass is off the mark.
Miscommunication on that short roll.
Wagner holding up 4 fingers, calling out the play.
Missouri has confidence in their guard defenders. They don't really help as much when they feel as they have the advantage to switch and contain their man on dribble penetration.
Cruz wide open, lets it fly. There's his second 3 of the night.
Really good inside-out basketball. Mark Mitchell getting to a piece of the paint, getting the defense to follow him, and he kicks it out. Cruz knocks it down. Arkansas has to get a little bit more flow in their offense. They were successful early on where they were taking advantage of getting downhill with the dribble drive.
There goes Wagner off the bounce, says, "Get off me," as he finishes at the rim.
Beautiful execution of the dribble weave action. The ball coming back over to DJ Wagner. He's able to get a full head of steam coming downhill and finishing with a physical finish at the cup.
You know what's interesting? The pick and roll, Missouri has had no problem going right at Big Z. Here's Cruz off the bounce, and there's his first 2 of the game with 8 points. Timeout, Missouri, with just over 3 minutes left here in this first half.
Really good patience there by Missouri. And it's the kick out pass. Mitchell with the alley-oop up top. And Cruz stroking one from downtown. Mizzou with the lead on.
I appreciate that. Welcome back here to Arkansas alongside Richard Hendricks. I'm John Schriffen. It was interesting at shoot-around today. Coach Calipari trying to motivate his guys. He felt like Missouri, he told them, is primed to get beaten. And he said, for 2 reasons. Missouri team came off of an emotional win over Alabama, and he said they celebrated like it. He said, number 2, Missouri had plain trouble getting to the game, so instead of taking a flight, they bussed here 6 hours. He told his guys, he said, you know how you would feel being on a bus. Talk about your neck would hurt, your back would hurt. He said that's how they feel coming into tonight. Only problem with that, it's only 4.5 hours, not a 6-hour bus ride.
Yeah, but it sounded good when you have to motivate your team, and you understand that when you're playing against a team that's coming off a big win, that it could be a trap game situation that Arkansas needs to take advantage of. They did a really good job of starting out the game with big-time defensive pressure and getting out in transition using their dribble penetration and dribble drive action to try to get all the way to the basket. They haven't been able to hit the shots from the outside, but they have to continue to try to put pressure on Missouri offensively to create high-quality shots.
Coach Cal also feels like it'll be this guy who will get it done. They want to try to exploit this matchup with Adu Thero as he misses his first from the line and now goes 1 of 2 from the charity stripe.
Thero at 6'8", and 220 pounds. He's a load coming downhill, and players bounce off of him when they get on his hip. He's going to have to continue to have that type of pressure and physicality with some strong drives coming off of the motion.
Cruz let it go, and a strong rebound to the freshman Knox, but it's taken away by Warwick. Caleb Grill looking for the D to try to size him up.
Had a layup opportunity.
But Warwick, his floater goes. As Missouri's opening up an 8-point lead, their largest lead of the night.
See, this is the maturity of Missouri. They don't get rattled. The graduate players, the senior leadership, they understand how to weather the storm. Marquez Ward does a really good job there of being patient, taking the shots that he can make.
Little hesitation to the pull-up J for John L. Davis.
And there you see the patience of a veteran with John L. Davis.
Warwick into no man's land.
A lot of contact on that drive. Did a good job walling up for Arkansas. You got 1:47 seconds. These couple possessions for Arkansas are critical in this game. You want to see if you can get something going and put together a string of stops going into the break.
Davis and Knox lead the way in scoring with 9 points for Arkansas in this first half. Inside, Ivicic with the finish.
And that's a really good action right there. As Ivicic gets prime position on that duck in, has the size advantage, and all he has to do is turn right over that shoulder for the easy layup.
Grill off the bounce, and he finishes through the contact. Caleb Grill in this first half leads the way with 13.
That was a tough finish. Extended the ball out, avoided the shot blocker, and somehow, some way, caught the glass and rattled home.
Davis lost it, and Ivicic gets it back. Look out!
That's a huge momentum play right there for Arkansas to get that steal.
And on the other end, Jacob Cruz. As there's been no quit in this Missouri team. Every time Arkansas looks to get momentum, Missouri snatching it back.
Absolutely. And a good decision right here by Arkansas to take the air out of the ball for the last couple of possessions. The turnovers have led to the easy looks in these winding moments here in the first half.
Splitting the D is Thero. Wagner, strong move, up and under, and the finish. Shot clock turned off. 13 seconds to play in this first half.
Wagner getting momentum on the move for that physical layup.
Crowd rising to their feet here at Bud Walton Arena for the final seconds of the first. 2 seconds. Warwick, the shot, and it goes! Oh, he looks at us, he looks at the crowd. No fear out of the grad student from Lexington, Kentucky, as the Missouri Tigers, a 7-point lead at the half.
So much poise and maturity for this Mizzou team. And Warwick lines one up as the halftime clock expires. Phenomenal shot.
If you don't know, now you know. Missouri is a team that is legit ranked 15th in the country. Let's go to the studio. Welcome back to the SEC here on ESPN inside Bud Walton Arena in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's Missouri Tigers at the half with a 48-41 lead over the Arkansas Razorbacks. What's up, everybody? Welcome back courtside alongside my guy, Richard Hendricks. I'm John Striffen. All right, we have covered some big-time games in some big-time atmospheres this season. We've been at Auburn, we've been at Alabama, we've been at Kentucky. But when you think about what Missouri has to prove here tonight and the desperation factor for Arkansas, this one just feels that much bigger.
Well, it's a huge game in both teams. Mizzou is trying to establish and let the country know this is a legitimate team that has big-time aspirations. But Arkansas in the NCAA bubble, it's a must-win game for them, and they got to get it done in the second half.
Take a look at the threes from Missouri. They had 9 in their last game in the win against Alabama. They had 8 in the first half here tonight.
Well, they've been on fire. Their off-ball movement has been elite, and they're making sure to shoot the ball with a lot of high level of confidence, even in situations with the shot clock winding down. They're playing really good basketball, well connected, and finished with a big shot before the half.
Well, the bench really stepped up big for Missouri. 33 points off the bench. And Grill and Warwick providing 23 of those points. Warwick with that last three-pointer before the buzzer to end the half.
Well, these two veterans answer the bell when they come in the game. They've experienced, they have many years of playing time in big games, and they're not going to be rattled in the moments. They check into the game locked and loaded, knock it down with a lot of confidence, and they're a huge reason why the Tigers have the lead on the road.
And interesting, 3 of the guys who started the game on the bench, Warrick, Grill, and Cruz, they will actually start on the floor to start the second half for Missouri.
Well, head coach Dennis Gates is trying to continue the momentum that they had in the first half. They found some things with the outside shot. They started off with the tone, getting things going defensively, but they have the shooters and the versatility to switch on the defensive end.
If you were in the locker room at the half for Arkansas, what are you telling the Razorbacks to start the second half?
Well, if I'm Arkansas, this is not a team that's a really good shooting team, but they can get downhill and play physical with the best of them. And
here's Wagner. He said, Richard Hendricks, take that.
Well, hey, you got to hit some, but you want to still continue to be aggressive when they're coming out in transition. In the first half, they had 26 points in the paint, and 14 of these points were fast break points. They also got to the free throw line shooting 10 for 13. So that type of physical, aggressive play, driving to the basket, is what Arkansas has to continue to do in the second half.
Arkansas not happy with that whistle called on Zvonimir Ivisic, the 7'2" center. Did he go up straight or did he come down?
Well, he didn't keep the verticality. And as Mark Mitchell muscled that ball up, he was able to get a piece of Ivisic's arms, drawing that foul.
So you think that was a good call by the officials, officiating crew? Courtney Green, Will Howard, Josue Nieves. And the men in stripes here tonight in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
And that's one if you're Big Z. You want to use your body when you're walling up. You got a guy pinned up under the basket. Use your body, take a step into him, and force him up under the goal, and then have your verticality, and he'll stay out of foul trouble as a shot blocker.
Trying to get the ball out of the hands of Wagner. They'll find Knox on the wing, and it's Mitchell with the board. Mitchell sizing up Big Z. Trying to take it right at his chest. Big Z deflecting that one, but it's Perkins staying with it, and Ivisic with the board as he checks his jaw.
Good job by Ivisic holding his ground in the middle.
Big Z for 3 off the backboard.
His 3 3-point attempts already in the second half for Arkansas. DJ Wagner was able to knock down the first one. Carter Knox missing, and now Ivisic Mitchell wide open from the top of the key. I just believe that Arkansas has the physical advantage when they get in these isolation situations on the elbow, on the wing. Carter Knox, Adu Thiero, able to get downhill. They're able to draw fouls. That will then soften up the defense of Missouri and allow them to finish at the cup much more efficiently. Then it will open up the outside shots.
Backdoor cut is Cruz. That's great D by DJ Wagner. The hustle on the floor. Cruz, it'll be off of him. Arkansas ball.
This is how the Razorbacks get back into it. The first half, to start the game, their defensive intensity was elite. And here they are with the deflections, active hands in the passing lane. John L. Davis on the ground, DJ Wagner hustling for the loose balls. It's the 50-50 balls for the Razorbacks that they must win in the second half.
You know, coaches love to see that D by Wagner. Never wanted to get beat backdoor.
Well, that was great fundamentals. It was the proper hand and technique as he went backdoor, had his head on a swivel, and deflected that pass.
Here's Thiero keeping his dribble alive. Just shrugs off the D. Bucket plus the foul.
Listen, this is the recipe if you're Arkansas. Look at this. This is 6'8", 220 pounds coming downhill. There's no way to stop that. When Adu Thiero gets a load going, he is a tough man to stop, and he gets an and one opportunity going to the line to cut into this lead.
On the rebound, Ivisic stepped out of bounds, so it's going to be Missouri ball. So Robinson III and Bates, who normally start this game, will come onto the floor here in the second half.
Arkansas trying to extend a little pressure.
Grill thought he had a chance for the opening, but Robinson keeps his dribble alive. Plenty of time on the shot clock at 14. There's Mitchell banging, double teamed. And Davis knocks it out of bounds, 9 on the shot clock.
Beautiful defense by Arkansas. Connected, communicating, making it difficult. Active hands in the passing lane. Now you got a short clock situation for Missouri to execute.
Mitchell slipping free underneath and throws it down as Ivisic doesn't even get off the ground.
Well, that's a good finish there by Mark Mitchell. Understanding Ivisic has drawn a foul early on the rejection. You go up, power up strong with the attitude to finish with authority at the rim.
Ivisic feels like he's got the mismatch, but an offensive foul as Big Z extending that arm called for the personal.
And that's a teaching moment right there for Big Z. It's a tough situation oftentimes where you have the mismatch and you're posting up. You got to use your hips instead of your elbow trying to extend. Any little contact that you have against a smaller defender, he's going to be able to sell that to the official on the baseline. That's a situation that he'll have to learn from that. You can turn and face that defender, walk him down to your spot, and then post up and ask for the ball.
So 2 quick fouls for Ivisic as he takes a seat on the bench. Grill from the logo. A little too ambitious with that one.
Grill has had a few heat checks in this game. He started out shooting the ball tremendously well. It has started to go a little bit cold, but it's mainly because of the selection of the three-pointers that he started to shoot after he caught fire early in the game.
Wagner working against Mitchell, left hand, and he is bumped and will get a trip to the free throw line. So the foul called on Missouri's Mark Mitchell, his second. So DJ Wagner, 79% free throw shooter, going to the line to shoot 2. Tuesday night on SEC Network featuring a pair of top 10 teams. 7 p.m. we got number 2 Florida taking on Georgia. And at 9 p.m. number 6 Tennessee taking on LSU. SEC Men's College Basketball Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. on the SEC Network.
Florida picking up another win. Todd Golden's really good, strong playing team, continuing the momentum that they have.
Any wild predictions you have as we go down the stretch here in SEC play?
Well, that Georgia team that Florida is going to play was solidly in the NCAA tournament. Mike White has that team playing really good basketball, but they've struggled as of late in SEC play. It's going to be very important for them to see if they can get a signature win down the stretch in conference play to get back in the field of 68.
There's a turnover. Thero, the hoop and the horn.
Adu Thero and his ability getting out in the passing lanes with the pressure, comes up with the steal and another basket in the paint at the rim. Thero with the strong finish.
But he misses the free throw. Thero 1 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. Quickly the other way is Missouri. And the foul is committed by Billy Richmond III. That'll be his 3rd personal.
That's a tough blow. Billy Richmond and his defensive abilities have been impactful in this game so far. But that's a situation right there. If you're Arkansas after a missed free throw, cannot allow the counterattack to take place so quickly.
And off the inbound, it's Tony Perkins with the lay-in.
Really good baseline out of bounds set by Missouri. Perkins coming off of multiple screens.
Reaching foul called on Anthony Robinson. I apologize. They give that one to Pierce. And for Pierce, that'll be his third personal. Open. Davis, knocked down.
That's a high-level execution by both of these teams on the baseline out-of-bounds situation. With Mizzou right back in the counterattack. You can't celebrate against this Tiger team as they inbound it, looking to run to convert.
Bates stopping, turnaround Jay, and it's Pierce with the board. Perkins calling for it, the cross-court pass, 3 off the mark. What a board by Richmond. This place is ready to erupt. Davis had it pinned, but he's fouled.
Arkansas has been trying to get high-level baskets at the cup, but it's the outside shooting. DJ Wagner getting one going for the Razorbacks. And on the baseline out-of-bounds play, Johnell Davis, 3-ball, corner pocket.
Sunday afternoon on ESPN, you got 7 straight hours of women's hoops, and it starts with College Game Day covered by State Farm and Raleigh. Notre Dame, NC State, UNC Louisville, LSU, Kentucky. It is time to swag surf here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. You got Sharkansaw Day. I'm not really sure what this is about. If someone can let me know why the students wear shark costumes, I don't know, but I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. I tell you, the energy is in the building, and to talk about the Boss Hog there, Nolan Richardson, 1994 national champion head coach, Hall of Famer, in the building to take on the action.
At halftime, they honored the 1990 Arkansas team that went to the Final Four, and they gave applause to all the players, and they left Nolan Richardson for last. When they announced his name and showed him on the screen, this place just absolutely erupted.
And an absolute legend in the game. What he was able to do here, not just with Arkansas in the SEC and winning the national championship, but in that Southwest Conference with that 1990 team and what they were able to do, getting to a Final Four and dominating their league. The fans love to see those alum back in the building.
Johnell Davis giving Arkansas its first lead since it was 25-22 in the first half. Pierce is pushed, and the personal goes against Adu, his second. Missouri with 14 turnovers. Arkansas, 21 points off of those.
Well, for me, this is the recipe for the Razorbacks. They have the physical advantage, and you have to make sure to try to impose your will and do it on the offensive and defensive end and do it until Missouri can stop you.
A lot of contact. They're letting them play. Missouri with numbers. 2-on-1. Grill blew a tire, but it stays with Missouri.
That's when you're coming down in transition 2-on-1. You're running ahead of the break and Grill. You got to keep the spacing wide. Didn't put the defense in a compromising situation to have to commit to one man or the other, and that created the situation for Grill where he was indecisive to make a play.
Pierce gets all the way to the rim with the two-hand flush.
Strong drive. Recognizing how to play off the closeout, and Trent Pierce puts it on the deck and takes flight.
Missouri retaking the lead up by 1. This one has the feel like we're going to be going back and forth down the stretch.
It's a mismatch in the low post with Jonas Adu.
Davis, pull-up jumper, short, and it's Mitchell with the two-hand board. Robinson the third trying to push it. Bates, pull-up Jay. Davis throws it up. Richmond goes to get it. Left it short. Adu offensive rebound. Patience underneath off the side of the backboard. But Missouri can't squeeze it.
This It's another scoring opportunity right here for Arkansas. These baseline out of bounds situations for the Razorbacks have been really good for them to pinpoint easy baskets. They were able to get John L. Davis freed up in the corner when they had a nice look at it on the last situation under the basket. Let's see what they'll have dialed up here.
Davis leads the way for Arkansas with 14 points, followed by Wagner with 10. And off the inbound, here's a steal. Robinson 1-on-2, and he'll be fouled by Knox, who challenged him at the rim.
Anthony Robinson picking off that errant pass on the baseline out of bounds. Confused by that last set by Arkansas. They usually execute very well. Wasn't any movement on that one at all as they were looking to lob that over the top to Big Z at 7'2". But Robinson getting out to the races did a really good job of turning on the gas to elude the shot blocker.
Coming up on this week's ABC NBA Sunday Showcase at 1 Eastern, you got the Knicks taking on the Celtics at 3:30. Mavericks versus the Warriors. NBA Countdown kicks off the coverage at 12:30 Eastern. Did you see that beatdown that the Cleveland Cavaliers put on the Knicks?
They have an elite team.
My goodness.
I mean, really good players. Darius Garland, on and on. I mean, you go on and on that roster. I mean, really elite basketball team that's trending in the right direction.
Ty Jerome, the former Virginia star, making a name for himself with Cleveland this season. And are they going to call a lane violation?
Robinson's going to get another attempt.
So another free throw coming up here for Robinson. And a 3-point lead now for Missouri. This is a Tigers team that has won 3 straight SEC games by 10 or more points for the first time since 2013.
Well, the poise in which they play. To go in tough environments. This is a team that got that win on the road.
Pierce tries to pick that one off. And it goes off of him out of bounds. Arkansas with 6 seconds on the shot clock.
A short clock situation. You want to make sure that you're watching the inbounder, John L. Davis, in this one. See if he can get this one back with a full head of steam.
Knox leans into one with 2 on him, and he hits the 3. What a shot for the freshman Knox.
Now that was a high degree of difficulty as Missouri double-teamed him when he shot the attempt. He stayed in his shot and was able to stroke that one. Huge shot.
How about this atmosphere in Fayetteville, Arkansas? Let's take another look at that shot by Knox.
Knox with a nice poise with the pump fake, gets his feet settled, rim focused, and he's feeling it.
Mark Mitchell, a 64% free throw shooter to shoot 2. We talked to Mark Mitchell earlier today, and he talked about the adjustments he has had to make in his game. Now he's on the top of everybody's scouting report. And he said he's watched a lot of film to figure out what angles, what matchups he can use to try to exploit, because he is just pouring it on right now.
Well, the film study has really helped him to where he can pick and choose how to take advantage of the mismatches. He has the versatility to do so all around the court. He talked about how he's been able to look in the film, break things down with assistant coach C.Y. Young to see what he can find within the offense to take advantage of where he can get his point production.
He played 7 minutes in this second half. No shot. A foul was on the floor first. As they give it to Warwick, his first personal. See if Arkansas decides to go back to Avicic inside. 3 of 5 from the floor tonight with 9 points.
Well, when they run their screen roll action and Mizzou is switching, then you have a mismatch down low. Big Z picked up a foul because the defense did a really good job of trying to sit on his knee and push him out. You have to work with your hips.
Off the inbound, but the lob too high for the 7'2" center.
2 errant passes by Arkansas on their baseline out of bounds opportunities.
Robinson crossing over, draws the whistle, and that'll be on Richmond the third. That's his 4th personal.
That's a big foul as Billy Richmond the third will have to go take a seat. A versatile defender, gives them a rebounding threat that they won't have for a little while.
Missing the front end as Knox coming back in to get the rebound. Davis patiently surveying the floor, tried to find Big Z. But Knox losing the handle.
It's a difficult situation when you run screen roll and Missouri is switching. And you have Robinson who's guarding Big Z at 6'3". The size advantage, you're constantly looking in the interior because you know you want to get the ball there. But that's when you have to rotate it to the high post and change the position of the entry pass and catch them from the high-low position when the guard is guarding them top side.
Cruz is calling for it on the block and said it's Warwick on the other side of the floor. Pull-up jumper. There's good D by Arkansas. Thero just searching for contact. Crowd wanted a whistle.
Missouri defense is starting to tighten up a little bit.
Big Z, they missed him on the roll. Thero on the cut, had it sent back by Pierce.
Trapping on the ball screens and rotating.
Cruz hooking the defender and an offensive foul. It is intense here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Just a 1-point lead for Missouri. Back in December, it was Missouri at home storming the court after upsetting then number 1, the Kansas Jayhawks. And on Wednesday, Dennis Gates told his students, we don't want to see that again. Well, that was the message to the students Wednesday, trying to save Missouri some money in the SEC.
You know, I think not only was it just about the fines of the potential court storming, but Dennis Gates is a supremely confident guy. And this was a message that he's sending to his team that we expect to win these big games. We're a top 15 team. Maybe people are not talking about us. We've won big games all season long, but this was not something that surprised us. And the fan base needed to understand that. And he has big expectations for this program. And he felt as if you wanted to handle that win as if we expect to do it.
Well, think about the wins Missouri has this season. 3 wins over top 5 teams. That win over Kansas, the win Wednesday over Alabama, and a win at then number 5 Florida. The only other team in the country with 3 top 5 wins, Auburn.
Well, if you're in the same conversation as the top team in the country and the leader at the SEC at this moment, it shows the company that Mizzou deserves to be with. They're playing elite level basketball, but they find themselves here again in another dogfight on the road, trying to get another significant win.
This is a very hungry Arkansas team. They know where they stand on the bubble right now. The last 4 teams in the tournament, according to ESPN's Joe Lunardi. There goes Wagner. Gets all the way to the bucket. He is so smooth with the ball in his hands.
Well, he's so strong. And when he gets going, he's so shifty. And when he's able to shift his weight, it's difficult for the defense to stay in front of him. He gets all the way to the basket. He's one of the toughest guards, I think, in this league to stop when he's going all the way on the dribble drive.
Grill has not been a factor yet in the second half. A contested three off the mark, and Pierce the offensive board. Pierce now challenging Big Z right at his chest, missing, but Shaw following through. Oh my!
Goodness gracious. Aiden Shaw, a pogo stick four-man, catches it off the rim and throws it down.
Nice job, Arkansas breaking the press, and Big Z with a slam at the other end.
Arkansas getting out in transition with the fast break points. 18 of them in the game so far. 34 points in the paint. Continue to keep the pressure going downhill against Mizzou until they can stop you.
Here's Grill, challenged by Knox. And a big board for Thero.
And that's a tough shot for Caleb Grill. Now he can shoot lights out, shoot with the best of them.
Thero, and he is fouled.
Thero, strong drive. It was Aiden Shaw with that offensive rebound putback jam. And on the other end with this dime dropping off from DJ Wagner, it's Big Z going up strong.
So a fourth personal called on Shaw. As Thero to the line to shoot two. He had a strong game Wednesday in that loss at Auburn. 16 points, 6 rebounds.
He's been a consistent player as of late. And they need his point production, the physicality that he brings, driving to the basket. And when he starts hitting the outside shots, that opens things up. And they're big wins as of late. He's been able to get the three ball going. But his bread and butter is getting downhill, using his body, drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line, and putting the pressure on the defense.
3 fresh bodies come on the floor for Missouri. Allen, Bates, and Mitchell on the floor. Here's Allen with his first touch.
Arkansas is just running through screens with their physicality.
Shot clock winding down, it's at 4. Coming to a stop is Tony Perkins.
That's just the patience, poise, understanding the graduate Tony Perkins, getting all the way to the paint, coming to a jump stop, using the pump fake, and getting it up on the glass.
Thero, cross court. Big Z knocks down the three.
Inside out basketball. Arkansas has been getting some things going. And there they are. It opens it up with the shooter. Ivisic spotted up in the corner and knocks it down.
Under 9 minutes to play in this second half. Arkansas up by 4. Largest lead of the game for Arkansas was 6 in the first half. And an over and back violation.
Terrific defensive pressure by the Razorbacks, forcing Missouri to execute their offense well beyond the operational area. Active hands, not allowing them to pinpoint passes, and it results in a turnover. Now this is a big moment in the game right here for your Arkansas. You've got the lead, the crowd is in the building, up by 4 points. Getting something going here will be huge for your momentum.
Here's Davis! John L. Davis on cue as Arkansas has opened up the largest lead tonight.
Great ball rotation by Arkansas, sharing it, moving it around, and finding the shooter. Davis with his feet set.
Mitchell with a body blow coming back for Missouri.
A response bucket by Mark Mitchell. Put his head down, strong with the left hand, gets all the way right by the rim and finishes.
A rim run by Thiero. It is only February, but it feels like March here in Arkansas. What an atmosphere. Razorbacks up 7.
Packed crowd, and everybody's on their feet.
What else can you ask for? This is college basketball with everything on the line. Arkansas up 7.
Well, the energy is in the building, and the energy is in the basketball with the ball movement for Arkansas, finding Ivisic in the corner, passes around the horn. John L. Davis lines one up from outside, and now the outside shot is falling, and they take it to the cup and finish with the hammer up top.
You got your shark suit?
I got it. Somewhere around
I
here.
don't know what it's about, but it is a vibe and a half at Arkansas tonight. Missouri in that first half knocked down 8 threes. In the second half, an offer. They are cold.
Well, it's been a tale of two halves. And Arkansas has been able to create these outside shots by getting to the rim, scoring the point at the paint, and now that forces the defense to have to respect them. 36 points at the paint.
Foul no good by Richmond. Gets it back, stays with it, and puts it in.
38 points in the paint as the Razorbacks are pounding it on the inside.
Largest lead of the game. Does Bates have the answer for Missouri? Picked up his dribble, trying to force it, had it stripped by Davis.
Stagnant offense in the last possession by Missouri.
And a official's timeout as Thiero slow to walk to the bench for Arkansas, as they're going to have to check on his health. And that is an injury you cannot afford if you are Arkansas, Adou Thiero.
He's had a huge impact on this game in so many ways. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Really good defense.
Knox, the strong drive, and the runner goes. He now has 14 for Arkansas.
He is a load to stop when he comes off those curls, getting ahead of steam, going to the basket. Carter Knox for strong finish.
Well, the crowd didn't like it.
Not one bit.
And a foul called on Arkansas as the Razorbacks trying to run away with this thing. Mitchell, the 64% free throw shooter, will get to the free throw line for the front end of a 1-and-1. As Knox will take a seat as he picked up his third personal. All right, let's take a look at what happened with Thiero. when he was on the floor as he lands. Couldn't tell what exactly happened. He grimaced and then kind of limped off the court onto the bench.
Yeah, tough to tell what he did in that last look. But at least getting some attention.
Big free throws from Mitchell as he knocks them both down. Now here's the press, full court from Missouri. And a steal from Robinson. Here's Grill, open three. He has been ice cold, has not scored in the second. It's Bates' turn. He knows what to do with it.
Can't count this Tiger team out. Multiple guards on the court, able to switch defenses, apply some pressure, and the poise in these tough moments.
Here's Adu. Grill coming over, gets the swipe. And it's going to stay with the Razorbacks.
Now, these last few baseline out-of-bounds opportunities for Arkansas have resulted in turnovers. And normally they're really good at pinpointing a clean look, but no other situation or moment even more important than this one to see if they can dial up some clean action.
Working on the left hamstring area for Adu Thero on the ground near the Arkansas bench. Adu, and he'll be fouled going up with it. So Adu to shoot two, the 58% free throw shooter. And now we see Thero back to his feet. And they're going to maybe take him back into the tunnel. All right, what does this mean for Arkansas if Thero does not return to this game?
Well, this is huge, and not only for his impact that he has on the court, but just for morale's sake, to have such an important player that you know that you're down in these moments where you can lean on him. Arkansas is going to have to dig deep in his absence.
Robinson shielding off Wagner. Grill with a hand in his face. And the offensive putback is there for Missouri.
The Grill has continued to shoot. His last 2 3-point attempts, he's had good looks, just not able to knock it down. But you can see the confidence is something you've got to keep your eye on to hit a big one in the big moments.
Missouri plus 10 on the offensive glass. Wagner's runner. And it's tracked down by Davis. And a reach-in foul is called. How about this game for John L. Davis? Leading the way for Arkansas with 17 points. But he's done so many other little things to keep them in this.
The 50-50 balls. You've seen him on the deck multiple times fighting for loose balls. His defensive efforts have created turnovers for Arkansas. He's knocked down timely buckets. And here he is once again getting tied up and going to the free throw line to see if the Razorbacks can add to this lead.
You know, when we do games, we don't root for anybody, but we certainly get drawn to young men like John L. Davis. Speak to him every time we come here.
Absolutely. You got former Arkansas and Missouri head coach Mike Anderson in the building. He was a part of the staff on that 1990 Final Four team that was getting acknowledged at halftime. Here taking on the action of 2 of his former clubs.
Off the missed free throw is Adu with the board getting fouled. So Arkansas now in the double bonus will shoot 2.
And even though there's a miss by Jonas Aidoo, this is the position you want to be in if you're Arkansas. This is why you play with so much aggression going downhill. So
look who else is here in the house. Houston Nutt, former Arkansas football head coach, 3-time SEC Coach of the Year. His brother David Nutt is on the staff of Missouri, the assistant to the head coach and a senior advisor.
He had some good teams back in his day here at Arkansas. Talking about getting downhill, those Darren McFadden teams, something to watch back in the day.
On the rebound, it'll be a foul on Missouri as Big Z went to the deck. And you can just tell the life, the energy as Arkansas sprints back down to the free throw line. They know what is on the line here tonight.
Well, now that you have 4 minutes and 15 seconds in the game and you're shooting 2 free throws, if there's any touch foul situation, that allows Arkansas to continue to be even more aggressive. We've talked about their shooting woes. They've been able to get things going in the second half, but now you have the comfort of knowing that you're in the double bonus and you can go to the free throw line to close it out.
Here's what's on the line, according to our bracketology expert, Joe Lenardi. Arkansas, one of the last 4 teams in. They need this win here tonight against Missouri, ranked 15th in the country. Joe Lenardi said if Arkansas loses tonight, they would fall outside of that bubble.
We're fighting for the NCAA tournament live. A spirited effort all night long.
Mitchell double team, gives it up. Perkins, he's trapped. Now Pierce, after he ran the baseline, knocks down the rainbow 3.
That was tough. Drove baseline, pitched it, stayed with it, and knocked down a huge shot to keep Missouri at bay.
Good D by Robinson, standing up, and he draws the charge on Richmond.
And that's excellent defensive work by Anthony Robinson II. Sliding over, cutting off his man, and taking the charge. We're poised for a good one here in Fayetteville.
All right, Kevin, appreciate that update for everyone looking for that BYU-Arizona game. We update you in our game summary. John L. Davis almost doubling his season average. He's got 18 points here tonight, but a couple of updates for Arkansas. Billy Richmond III has now fouled out with 5, and Adou Thiero left the game around the 6-minute mark. They were treating his left hamstring, and he has not come back from the locker room yet for Arkansas.
A big blow down the stretch with 2 versatile defenders not in the action. But the double bonus for Arkansas, they'll see if they can be able to weather the storm as Missouri's starting to make a push down the stretch.
Pierce trying to make something happen with the handles. Grill, hand in his face, has not made a shot in this second half.
There have been some tough attempts. And oftentimes you have shooters who've continued to shoot. They keep the confidence. They hit one big late in the game. But this Arkansas defense has made it very difficult for Caleb Grill in the second half.
How about that patience from John L. Davis? Could have hoisted one there, but deciding to eat more clock. Now takes Mitchell off the bounce. And it's Missouri with the board. Under 3 minutes to play in this second half. Warwick gets the blow by, but couldn't finish.
Got to use your left hand on that one. Had an opportunity on the near side, reversed it.
Brazil! Nobody found him running down the floor. And a timeout, Missouri. Thiero back on the floor for Arkansas with an 8-point lead. Let's take a look at tonight's All-State Tournament Predictor as we look at the remaining schedule for the Arkansas Razorbacks. The odds to win against Texas, at South Carolina, at Vanderbilt, and Mississippi State. Coach Cal said This team has everything in front of them. They control their destiny.
Well, the table's set, and these are opportunities to win these games and make themselves solidly in the NCAA tournament. It's a team that's come out spirited from the opening tip tonight. They keep this same type of intensity. They have good opportunity.
How about the big man Brazil beating anybody down the floor?
Well, getting out in transition in a swing situation as Missouri missed a layup, and on the conversion on the flip side, Trevin Brazil going up top with the alley-oop finish.
There's the steal from Wagner.
Wagner has been magnificent on the defensive end all night long. Ball pressure in the passing lane, and an excellent display of fundamentals on the defensive end.
Through the contact, and Wagner is fouled. With just over 2 minutes to play in the second half.
DJ Wagner once again able to turn the corner with that elite first step. Exploding, taking on the contact, not able to get the three-point opportunity, but back to the free throw line.
And there's something people have noticed about this Missouri team, how many points they put up. 17-1 when they score 80 or more points in a game. But on the flip side, defensively, when they give up 80 or more, this team is just 3-4 this season. Already given up 84 to Arkansas, now 85.
Well, this is a game that was a little bit uncharacteristic for what Missouri has been doing. This is a team that's put a lot more emphasis on getting to the free throw line and drawing fouls. This game, they've been outpaced in that level. Arkansas, wow.
Mitchell, a man slam plus the foul on Big Z.
Goodness gracious. Mark Mitchell just went right through Ivisic. I don't know where the foul was, but drive with that type of level of attitude, you get rewarded. But this is what Missouri has been doing in recent games. Their physical play, getting to the basket, and getting to the free throw line has been something that they have used in their advantage. But this is a game where Arkansas has been able to do so, getting to the free throw line for 31 attempts, only for 14 for the Tigers.
Mitchell, the team's leading scorer, now with 17 points to lead the way for the Tigers.
Still a lot of time in this game.
Arkansas's got to get it in. Under 2 minutes to play in regulation. Wagner splitting the D, and the foul called on Bates.
Arkansas fortunate, beat the 5-second count. You want to try to avoid the corners. We're able to get out of the corner on the full court and then put it to the corner in the half court situation. We're able to find their way out of those traps and drawing a foul, going back to the free throw line.
You know, Richard, there were such high expectations for this Arkansas team to start this season. So much talent on this roster. But it feels like they are starting, the young guys, putting it together at the right time of year.
Well, it takes time. When you now are in this transfer portal age, when you're building teams quickly, it really has the same type of style of what you see in the EuroLeague, where teams are constructed on one-year deals. You have a completely new roster from year to year. And that takes time for young players to understand their position on teams, to gel quickly, and to be productive early on in the season. But you give them time, a talented team, they can start to show their class, and Arkansas starting to do so.
Warwick stops on a dime and hits the three. Big shot for Missouri. And a timeout. Head coach Dennis Gates. We are going to step aside, but come back to Fayetteville in 30 seconds.
Well, this is a huge move here. Warwick able to get downhill, get a little bit of separation, knocking down that three, making it a two-possession game. And it's important coming out of this break. Can Missouri create a turnover in an easy basket to make it interesting?
What is at stake for Missouri tonight? Coming in 9-4 in the conference, the best start for Missouri since joining the SEC in 2012-2013.
So they want to continue to show that they're one of the elite teams in the SEC. They've been playing like it all season long, but winning on the road is hard to do. This is a motivated Arkansas team. You're coming off a big win against a top 5 Alabama team, and you want to show the rest of the league that you can get it done in pressure-packed situations.
In scramble mode, Missouri getting a piece of it, but Knox getting across the timeline. Davis and Wagner have been so steady with the ball down the stretch.
It's so important on this possession as Missouri looks like they're going to play this one out. Arkansas's got to get into their offense.
Wagner with a defender on his hip, and Big Z puts it in.
Offensive rebounding. Ivisic active at 7'2".
3 short. Grill tracks it down. Robinson puts it up off the mark. Another offensive rebound. This time it's Warwick, and his 3 falls. It is not over yet with 40 seconds.
Now you have to know who are the players to foul if you are Missouri.
All right, we're going to step aside again, and once again, we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Call on the floor is time 40.5.
40.5 seconds to play in the second half. Arkansas with 2 timeouts, Missouri with 1 remaining. Both teams in the double bonus down the stretch. Take a look at this last sequence. We start on the Arkansas end.
No bigger offensive rebound in this last situation. Ivisic getting deep position down low with a big stick back. But the answer from Missouri on the other end to make this a 5-point ball game, the kick out, Warwick once again with another tough shot. It's going to be about what kind of pressure can Missouri put on. Arkansas has done a really good job of handling the pressure, getting the ball to the ball handlers. They've had some good schemed up inbounds plays, putting another inbounder on the other side of the baseline to try to confuse Missouri.
Inbound is Ivisic, and almost a steal as Bates got his hand on it but couldn't just grab it. You're wondering about the weakest free throw shooter on the floor for Arkansas. That's Brazil at 53%.
Well, you want to try to funnel the ball to him. And what you want to do in these situations is give it a tick before you get into foul mode to see if you can get a steal. Force the ball to the weak. There it is.
There's the steal for Missouri. Here's Grill for 3. Has not hit a shot in the second half as he commits the foul on Wagner. That has been the difference here for Missouri.
Missouri got the turnover they were looking for and got their shooter a clean look. Caleb Grill just not able to knock that one down.
Caleb Grill had 13 points in the first half, and he is 0 for 6 here in the second.
Huge free throw here for DJ Wagner, who's done an outstanding defensive job, playing a really big role on that shooting percentage from Grill in the second half.
Wagner 1 of 2 from the line. It's a 6-point lead for Arkansas. Here goes Robinson, runs over the defender, and a block is called on Davis.
Another opportunity here for Missouri to score with the clock stopped. That's a tough one, a 50-50 call.
But the new rule this season, you have to have those feet established in position. It is very hard to take a charge.
And in a moment like this, that's not something that you want to put in the officials' hands if you're John L. Davis. You have the lead. You can play solid defense. You get up, square up, play strong, and force Robinson back towards the interior of the court.
Ooh, a tough miss for Robinson. One of two from the line. The lead is down to 5.
Missouri's been able to create some turnovers.
And Wagner forced to use a timeout. Arkansas with just one timeout remaining now, with a 5-point lead, 22.5 seconds in regulation. If you're just joining us, the importance of tonight, Coach Calipari talked about it after the loss at Auburn on Wednesday.
Every game we play is an NCAA tournament game now. I didn't want to say that before Texas A&M because I thought they'd miss every shot. But I said it for this game, and I'm saying it's our NCAA. That is a Final Four game because that's what they are. That's a Final Four game. The next game is probably an Elite Eight game. We got a chance, got to finish it off now. And if you don't finish it off or don't take advantage, that's on us. But it's in our hands. It's not going to be in a committee's hands. It's in our hands.
He laid it out, plain and simple, to his guys, and now they need to get it inbound with a 5-point lead.
Well, there's no better place to be is in a position to control your own destiny and to play it out on the court. This Arkansas team has a lot to play for in a season that they have not reached the expectations that they may have had for themselves. But a lot of basketball in front of them.
Big Z goes down and a whistle. And Dennis Gates is looking at the officials wondering. I'm not sure his guy fouled. He didn't think one of his guys actually committed that foul as Big Z went to the floor.
And a little chuckle by Visic. Maybe he knows he got away with a little gamesmanship to draw the foul and go to the free throw line.
All right, let's take a look back at this last whistle on a Visic.
Yeah, a really good sell job by Visic. Nonetheless, part of the game, takes a dive, gets the foul call, goes to the free throw line, strokes 2 of them to extend this lead. Risky move, but it paid off for the Croatian.
Missouri needs a quick one, under 20 seconds now. Warwick, a contested 3, back iron, and 80 with the board. That will do it. Arkansas dribbling this one out in a must-win situation. The Razorbacks get it done at home, 92-85, beating the 15th ranked team in the country, Missouri Tigers.
Well, the Arkansas was in a position where they had to fight their way into the NCAA tournament. They've done their part tonight against Mizzou, a signature win for the Razorbacks.
From my partner Richard Hendricks, all of our outstanding crew here in Fayetteville, I'm John Strickland. We send it now to BYU taking on Arizona.